We did Kanto, we did Johto, and we did Hoenn. And finally, it's time to do the Sinnoh region. As we play through Platinum, as Ash Ketchum. Obviously, we put our name as Ash, and our rival for this playthrough will be none other than Barry. And this crazy person thinks he can literally run through tall grass and not get encountered by any wild Pokemon. Like, why didn't you just buy or repel from the store? Anyways, as he attempts to run through the tall grass, he gets stopped by none other than Professor Rohan. The professor lets us pick our own Pokemon, and in the anime, Ash had both Turtwig and Chimchar. But since Sinnoh completely lacks fire types, we're gonna be going with Chimchar for this playthrough. We do battle with our rival, and barely beat his Piplup. We get the running shoes from our meme and pull up to Lake Acuity just to see some creep standing there looking at the water. Barry has to run home because he has to take a number 2. And after paying a visit to the Pokemon professor, we set out on our journey. Then we get a parcel for Barry. I don't know why the player always gets considered Amazon delivery in every single game. Then we got ourselves a Poketch after talking to a clown, and then battle Barry for a second time. We one-shot his Starly and pull through against his Piplup. Barry then runs because he has to take another Dookie. After battling this trainer and leveling up our Chimchar to level 14, we evolve our Chimchar into a Monferno and learn Mach Punch, which will be useful for the next gym. After finding the gym leader hiding from challengers, we tell him to pull up to the gym. At the gym, we sweep through his whole team with relative ease, getting ourselves our first gym badge. After beating Rourke, we meet a man in a trench coat. He says he's our looker, and he's just giving me mad creepy vibes. Then we go on to catch ourselves a Starly, because it'll be useful at the next gym. After some top-down training, Starly evolves into Staravia. We also catch ourselves a Buizel since there's no Dawn for us to trade our Aipom with. We also meet our rival from Johto's sister, Marsbar, and beat her with relative ease. After clearing Team Galactic, we find out this creep looker was looking at Mars through the window in his weird trench coat. We then escort this girl out of Eterna Forest and go straight to challenging the gym. At the gym, we challenge Gardenia's team. She sets up Sunny Day with Turtwig. Then we take out our Cherim, one of the most forgettable Pokemon ever. Her Rose Raid paralyzes our Staravia. We don't move the next turn, but Staravia holding onto that 1 HP and knocking Rose Raid out with a Wing Attack, taking out a whole gym by itself. This dude in the trench coat talks to us yet again. I mean, if he's always here, why doesn't he just take out Team Galactic himself? We then take on Commander Jupiter and knock out all her Pokemon. They let you be commanders with level 20 Skunktangs. That's why Galactic failed. Cynthia gives one of her eggs to us, and we go into the tall grass to catch our next team member. It's a Gligar. After some back and forth, we throw our Pokeball at it, and ka-ching, we catch it. After we travel eastwards to the city of Broken Coordinator Dreams, Heart Home City. It's there we run into our mom, who used to be a coordinator, and this fangirl. Our mom gives us a tuxedo for when we win our championship, and we tell Fantina to get back to the gym or we're gonna deport her. We come into this battle overconfident for no reason. Her Miss Magius literally walls our entire team. It's such a bad beatdown, we have to go say our prayers, and we try to eat our vitamins, but we have none. After some more grinding, we get Buizel to level 26, where it will evolve into Floatzel and learn Crunch. And with a hard-hitting Dark-type move like Crunch, we'll be able to quickly finish off Fantina's gym. However, there's a flaw in this plan. You see, Ash from the anime never evolved Buizel into a Floatzel, so we have to forego that evolution and Crunch as well. Our next attempt against Fantina is even worse though. We keep getting beat by Fantina and her Miss Magius like LeBron beat the Raptors. However, I come up with a new plan. This time, we lead with Staravia. We also have to get extremely lucky with the game's RNG, and hope her Duskull doesn't go for Will-O-Wisp or misses the attack altogether. And lucky for us, it not only missed once, but twice with the attack. Her Haunter then went on to miss 2 Hypnosises and get knocked out by Staravia in 2 attacks. This is what we were waiting for. We have a team of full health, and she's down to her last Pokemon. She confuses Staravia. Staravia pulls through with a hard-hitting Wing Attack, but Staravia is still confused. We bring in Gligar to get a free switch in, and it's all okay, he did what he's supposed to do. Monferno is able to get in for free now, and we tank a Psybeam and launch the game-winning Flame Wheel, winning us an almost impossible badge to win, and getting us the 3rd gym badge. We then run into Barry, who challenges us to a battle. Our Staravia knocks out his Staravia, coming in clutch. Buizel knocks out his Ponyta. Monferno knocks out his Roselia. Buizel falls to his Primprum, allowing for Monferno to knock out his Primprum. We then backtrack to catch ourselves a Gibble. Gligar accidentally knocks this one out, and we eventually do find ourselves another one. We only have a Premier Ball left, and we catch it, because you gotta get a Gibble. Afterwards, we brave the pouring rain and reach Veilstone City. We skip out on town and find ourselves a Razor Fang. We immediately give the Razor Fang to our Gligar. And after Staravia helps level it up to level 23, it learns Feint Attack and evolves into a Gliscor. We have our first fully evolved Pokemon. After evolving our Gligar, we challenge Maylene. Our Staravia sweeps her Meditite and takes out her Machoke. For Lucario's, we send out Monferno. We deal heavy damage with a Flame Wheel, but fall to a Bone Rush. So we send out our Buizel. And just like in the anime, Buizel and Lucario's go ban for ban in this battle. Buizel survives a Force Palm in the clutch, and we hit an Aqua Jet with priority and beat Maylene. And Ash tied that battle and we won it. Anyways, we helped Dawn get her Pokedex back. I don't know why Professor Rowan's giving out Pokedex to irresponsible people like Dawn. Anyways, after we help her, the looker in the trench coat wants to talk to us. He gets us alone in a warehouse where we find the Fly HM. We teach Fly to our Staravia, and later on, our Staravia evolves into a Staraptor, becoming our second fully evolved Pokemon. We also teach Staraptor Close Combat. It's pretty cool that it actually learns this move. Then we head towards the Great Marsh in Pastoria City. But we skip the whole city altogether because we have another mission. We break into someone's trophy garden to collect our ace and the goat, Pikachu. After dealing some damage to the goat, we throw a Premier Ball at it, and the goat agreed to come along on our journey. Before we challenge Pastoria City, Barry comes running and challenges us to a battle. We clear his whole team with relative ease and go heal up for the gym. Crasher Wake's Gyarados walls our team though, as Gyarados one-shots our Pikachu with Waterfall. Our whole plan goes out the window. So our new strategy is pretty simple. Lead with Staraptor, who's currently our most strongest Pokemon. We keep spamming double team where we almost get knocked out by Waterfall, but Staraptor's the GOAT and it comes in clutch, and we end up knocking Gyarados. Staraptor even survives his Floatzel, which is pretty impressive. Unfortunately, his Quagsire does land a Rock Tomb on our Staraptor and knock it out. Our Gliscor does come close, but he heals for a second time like a little punk. And Gliscor gets knocked out too. Our last Pokemon that can be effective in this battle is Buizel. But unlike the anime, he only has a Quagsire left. We launch a Swift and survive a Mud Shot. Buizel goes for Swift again and knocks out his Quagsire, going back to back with gym wins. For some reason, after our fight, Barry comes running and he's straight up glazing Crasher Wake by calling him Master and stuff. Like, what type of kinky stuff is that? Like, Barry's trying to become a Pokemon Master by calling a gym leader Master. That too, I just beat him. Anyways, after catching our 5th dub, later on we catch up with Crasher Wake and Fanboy Barry, and there's a big explosion. These guys are out here destroying ecosystems, bro. While Barry just stands there, we have to chase down the Galactic Grunt, and like a little coward, he keeps running away. Like, we literally chase him down to like 5 different locations. And at this point, Trenchcoat Looker follows us yet again. There he is talking to someone. Eventually, we chase down the Grunt and he agrees to battle with us. Naturally, we sweep him and he runs away for good this time. We get their secret potion from Cynthia, which we'll use later on a bunch of Psyducks. After giving these guys Tylenol because they have headaches, Cynthia gives us the old charm. But if Cynthia has access to fly, why doesn't she just fly there? I also encountered a full odd shiny Pokemon, and you wouldn't believe my luck. This Geodude uses self-destruct, putting an end to him and my Pikachu. Eventually, we make it into the deep fog. I don't understand how they expected little kids to see through this. I understand they wanted us to use deep fog, but fog has to be one of the worst battle weather conditions. Eventually, however, we make it to Celestic Town, and this old lady's complaining about how a grunt's at the ruins. After we beat the grunt, she tells us to go look at the ruins, and then Cyrus comes and we do battle. We beat him pretty easily and Pikachu comes in clutch, and then he just teleports away. He doesn't even like walk out of the entrance, and we get surfed from the old lady, which only means one thing: we get to access the East Sea and enter Canalave City. We're tired, so we go straight to the hotel, but turns out it hasn't been open in over 40 years. So after getting some rest at the Pokemon Center, we train up by fighting Ire with fire and evolving Monferno into an Infernape. At the bridge, we get stopped by Barry. His Staraptor outspeeds Pikachu and takes it out with a takedown. Our Staraptor gets revenge and goes back to back with knockouts. Make that 3 for 3. Staraptor also takes out his Empoleon and could have very well took out his entire team by itself, but I wanted Infernape to get some experience. Then we go to Iron Island and get HM4 and talk to this guy named Riley. We team up with him to take out Team Galactic, but since Riley heals you after every battle, this is a perfect opportunity to train up your Pokemon. After wasting enough of Riley's time, we finally take on Team Galactic with him. After we beat the 2 grunts, Riley offers us an egg, but ironically enough, we don't have enough party space. This house on Iron Island does not have a PC, so after flying back to Canalave, we open a party spot and get our egg. At the Canalave gym, we challenge Rorik's dad to a battle. Infernape takes out Magneton and Buizel takes out Steelix. Gible battles his little heart out, but is unable to be basted on, so Infernape has to jump in, winning us the 6th batch. When Gible tries to evolve, I deny his evolution just like Ash Ketchum. After the gym, we see Barry outside the library. I still don't understand why they didn't use the table on the 2nd floor. I guess it was for the TV cutscene. Anyways, long story short, the Galactic bomb has dropped. We get sent to Lake Valor to check up on Azelf. The entire lake has vaporized like Hiroshima. And look at all these poor Magikarp. We do battle with Commander Saturn, and Gible learns Dragon Rush and tries to evolve again. Meanwhile, at the lake near my house, Dawn can't beat Mars, the Galactic Commander I literally beat with only 1 gym badge. So naturally, I have to step in and sweep the whole team. After beating Mars, we head north, deep into Mount Coronet, to the snowy portion of Sinnoh. It's here we train a little more. And who do we meet while training? Maylene, the gym leader we swept. We finally make it to Snow Point City. And after healing up, we challenge Candace to a battle. She sends out her Sneasel and we send out Infernape. We easily sweep her first 3 Pokemon. And only Frostlass lasts more than 1 turn. 2 turns to be exact. Afterwards, we go to Lake Acuity to help Barry. But unfortunately, he can't beat Commander Saturn, the commander I beat with 2 gym badges. He tells us he has to take a dookie and runs off. Our egg finally hatches and it's a Riolu. We use the experience share to level up Riolu at the Team Galactic hideout and finally confront Cyrus and beat his whole team. Not gonna lie, it gave us some trouble. Cyrus then takes his leave. We make it to Spear Pillar, where these grunts try to stop us. Naturally, we're unstoppable and move on to Saturn and Mars. Barry comes running for a redemption arc, and our Staraptors tag team to beat the Galactic Girls. Space time, yada yada yada. Cyrus traps Dialga and Palkia, and in the anime, this is as far as he goes. But of course, this is Platinum, so there is a plot twist. From the shadows of the reverse world, a dark Pokemon emerges. The Renegade. If I was Cyrus, I'd be scared as hell. He has the literal Pokemon devil staring down at him. Like, how is he not scared? That thing's literally about to jump at him. It's kinda cute if you put a bow tie on it. Anyways, Cyrus gets abducted, and for some reason, Cynthia thinks I wanna go down there. Hell no. Alright, Cynthia, you chill here and I'll be right back. While Cynthia is waiting for us at Spear Pillar, we run into Flint, and he tells us about his goth friend, who just so happens to be the gym leader. So we go to the lighthouse where his lair is, and convince him that being goth is for posers and he should really be emo. Then he challenges us to a battle at his gym, and agrees to go emo if we win. At the gym, we have a strategy. We teach Gliscor Earthquake, and spam Swords Dance for the first few turns. After just a little bit, we're ready to sweep his whole team with Gliscor. After this sweep, this guy's definitely not going to be bored anymore. He's going to have to spend all his free time training up. After a brutal loss, he agrees to go emo, and we get the Beacon Badge. Barry has to take another dookie, and Jasmine from Johto gives us her number and waterfall, which we then use to get over this waterfall and onwards to the Pokemon League. I won't bore you with the victory road, but after a tough time, we were finally able to reach the Pokemon League. And this waterfall is so steep. But we forgot one thing. You see, Cynthia is still at Spear Pillar where we left her. So we come back and agree to venture into the mysterious beyond. I'm not gonna bore you guys with this stuff, so I'm gonna fast forward through it. It took us an embarrassing amount of time to get through this puzzle, so here's the end for you guys. After we push this boulder through, we take this elevator rock down south to the 9th circle of hell. It's here we take on Cyrus one last time and beat him one last time. Cynthia then sends us up against Garantina. And honestly, I'm way too tired of this nonsense. So as soon as it lands, we throw a Master Ball at it, putting an end to Garantina's reign of terror in the Distortion World, and quite possibly throwing the balance of the universe off. Now that we got Cynthia back, we can finally challenge the Pokemon League. And now it's finally time for us to challenge the Elite Four. Unfortunately, we get interrupted by Barry for one last rival fight. As always, you guys know Pikachu's clutch. He hangs on there, delivers a Thunder to Staraptor and knocks it out in one shot. And our Staraptor follows up what Pikachu did and crits Snorlax. Our Infernape beats his Heracross, and Empoleon's Achilles heel, Earthquake, gets used to knock him down. Rapidash suffers the same fate, and his Roserade couldn't save him. After our battle, Gary still has to take a dookie, so he runs off back to the bathroom. We then proceed to enter the Elite Four to put our team to the challenge. Our first opponent is the Wurmple abandoning Aaron. We get off to a rough start, as his Yamega knocks out our Infernape. Staraptor then gets revenge, and his Drapion gets taken down by our Gliscor's Earthquake. The AI would have went for a full restore if he didn't have that berry. Gliscor hangs on clutch and takes out his Drapion. Since Infernape's gone, we have to close combat this Scizor, and it barely survives our close combat. Then he goes for a full restore because of course he does, and Staraptor goes for a second close combat to knock out the Scizor. But it survived and takes out our Staraptor. We then have to call on Buizel to use Surf to take out Scizor. His Heracross then goes on to take out our Buizel and whatever's left of our Gliscor. Pikachu's Thunderbolt isn't strong enough to take out Heracross. Aaron then goes for a full restore, and like a moment from the anime, Pikachu comes in clutch with 5% health, paralyzes Heracross with static, and knocks him down with the back-to-back thunders. And you wouldn't believe it, our little dragon Gibble goes band for band with Vespiquen. This guy's our last Pokemon remaining, and he keeps flinching the Queen Bee, finishing Aaron off with full health. Man, is Gibble lucky. I feel like this is the second round of the playoffs, and we're up against Bertha. I miscalculate and send up Buizel against her Wishcash, and in order to save Buizel, I immediately sub in Staraptor, avoiding an Earth Power, and then switching in our Infernape that I taught Grass Knot. Like a champ, Infernape tanks Aqua Tail and Grass Knot's Wishcash. Wishcash survives though and knocks down our Infernape. It's 6-5 right now. We have to make a comeback from this deficit, and our Staraptor is just the guy to do it. She goes for a full restore, we go for another close combat and then hit Aerial Ace to knock down Wishcash. Now it's time for Buizel to come out and cook. We use a Surf to knock out her Golem in one shot, and then Buizel shows us how clutch he is, tanking an Earthquake and hitting Gliscor with an Ice Beam. Gliscor survives, but Buizel dodges his final move and puts the nail in the coffin. Buizel uses his last turn to do decent damage to Hippowdon before getting out. Bertha goes for a full restore, and we answer back with a Swords Dance powered Earthquake, almost knocking down the Hippowdon, but we get it on the second turn. Gliscor then sweeps Rhyperior with a one-shot Earthquake, winning us the match. And now we move on to round 3. Next is Ronald McDonald himself. We go for close combat on his Houndoom and knock it out in one shot. Then Gliscor cooks with a Swords Dance powered Earthquake, taking out Infernape, Megmortar, and Flint's Flareon, knocking down 3 Pokemon back to back. And if that wasn't enough, he takes out Rapidash too. We sweep Flint's entire team, mostly with just Gliscor. But unfortunately, the sweepers are about to become the sweepies. We start off strong against Mr. Mime, but this guy's Espeon is in a league of its own. It's on a mission to knock down anybody and everybody that comes in its way. And this Espeon single-handedly sweeps our entire team, sending us back to the Pokemon Center. And now with some evolving strategies and some leveled up Pokemons, let's see if we can get past Lucian. It's business as usual against his Mr. Mime. As he sets up guards, we increase our power with Swords Dance. And then Gliscor's on a mission with Night Slash, taking out Mr. Mime, coming in clutch against Espeon, and then knocking it down with one shot. We try to go for Earthquake, but this Bronzong has Levitate. If I made the right move, I probably could have swept his entire team right there. But it's okay because we have 5 more guys ready to get off the bench. Buizel catches an L to Alakazam, however, and so does Pikachu. I feel like Pikachu would have gotten it had Alakazam not synchronized the paralysis. But Gibble's our guy, taking out Alakazam with one Dragon Rush. Our Staraptor then hits Gallade with Brave Bird, one-shotting it. And what do you know, that was Lucian's last Pokemon. Feeling really confident after our 4 wins, we're up against Cynthia. And you guys don't know the beatdown that's about to go down. We take out her Spear's Tomb because Gliscor's clutch. Then Milotic goes on to sweep our team. Our resident electric type couldn't even touch this guy. Luckily, Staraptor stopped the sweep and took out Milotic, but that was just 2 Pokemon on Cynthia's team. Her Togekiss proceeds to finish us off, taking out the remainder of our team, then robbing us out of our money and blacking us out. We wake up in a church, and we gotta pray for some luck against Cynthia if we're gonna win. We talk to this old lady for some elder advice and go for our rematch. We leveled up all our Pokemon to at least level 60 now, so that we stand a chance against Cynthia. Even now, the chances are very slim. We have to get extremely lucky and pray for a miracle. We set up Swords Dance on Gliscor, and Gliscor's clutch for hanging on to 5 HP, and we one-shot Spiritomb and Milotic. We were about to one-shot Togekiss but got knocked out. Staraptor gets our revenge, and Infernape one-shots Lucario's with Flare Blitz. Now it's do or die time. We have never come this close in beating Cynthia. Garchomp goes for Dragon Rush. Staraptor doesn't flinch and hits him with close combat. He goes for a second Dragon Rush and knocks down Staraptor. Buizel's about to win his MVP award by tanking Garchomp's Earthquake and knocking it down with Ice Beam. The biggest obstacle is defeated. All she has left is Roserade. Victory is within reach. Our Infernape's in green health, and we have a Flare Blitz locked and loaded. And with one Flare Blitz, we take out Roserade, Cynthia, and the Sinnoh League, officially becoming the Sinnoh League champions. We get stopped before we enter the Hall of Fame and talk to Professor Rohan. I hope he didn't see all the times I caught the L to Cynthia. And now it's time to enter the Hall of Fame. Our clutch Sinnoh team. I don't think I've ever had these many clutch Pokemon on a single team. Honestly, they're all super goated. But this Pikachu was our fragile Pikachu yet. And there it is, the championship team. Honestly, winning with Gible and Buizel was a mission. It would have been much easier with Garchomp and Floatzel, but that's alright because Buizel doesn't need an evolution. And I know Gible would have probably got knocked out easily by Garchomp, but it's okay. Our team's so clutch, we didn't even need him. It was super fun making this video, guys. I really enjoyed it. I hope you guys enjoyed it too. Pokemon Platinum is one of my favorite games of all time, and Sinnoh is one of my favorite regions as well. I really like Gen 4 because I feel like it's an end of an era. They're giving out all these final evolutions to all these Pokemon, and the Sinnoh legendary mythology just feels like it's the pinnacle of Pokemon lore. I feel like this is the last OG season of Pokemon, and they tried to do a soft reset with Unova, so playing through the Sinnoh games was just super amazing. As for the team, I would have picked Infernape, but have went with a Gastrodon instead of Buizel. I would keep Gliscor and Gible, but go for an Electabuzz or Luxray over Pikachu, and maybe go for another flying type, maybe Togepi over Staraptor, because Togekiss is so goated. Anyways, overall, super fun game, super fun experience. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm looking forward to making more videos like this. Like, comment, and subscribe, guys. And this is the end.